What's up, guys? We are live. Welcome back to the Ange Tv Show, guys. It's been a crazy few weeks in sports, primarily where I'm from in Montreal. I don't know about where you're from, but it's been crazy with the Montreal Canadiens, with Italy making the finals. But guys, I made some time to present you a very special guest that I have backstage, okay? He is a longtime Montreal comedian. He's been in the biz for a while, guys. He's backstage right now, and he goes by Chris Venditto.
Franel.
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
I'm good. I love how you said I go by Chris Venditto. It's my given name. I don't have much of a choice in that matter. I never thought about changing my name. Ironically enough, though, I should have been named Angelo, which I am assuming is your full name.
Yeah,
yes,
it is.
Italians are supposed to be named after our paternal grandfather. And my mother didn't want to give me that name. It was Angelo Venditto. And I've always regretted it. I've always told her, like, it was one of the worst. You set me up from failure from the first day I was born. A nurse named me Christopher, and we've had to go with it ever since. But my sister should have been named Conjetta, and it would have been Connie and Ange. We would have had our own show by now on CBC. It would have been great.
Yeah, I know, man. But, it's funny because my brother once, he was in class, and they said, Angelo. He goes, who the hell would name their kid Angelo?
A good parent. A good parent.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
So obviously the burning question, Chris, who is Chris Venditto?
That's a question that I'm sure all your viewers are asking. I'm a comic in Montreal, in Canada. I've been doing stand-up for about 8-9 years now. Mm-hmm. And I've been trying to be relevant as much as I can online. Even though I'm an old man and I hate it, but we're making strides. But no, I've been doing comedy for almost a decade here.
Exactly, guys. So like I said, he's a stand-up comedian, and we're gonna talk a bit about, guys, what makes somebody funny. We're gonna talk about a bit stand-up comedy before the pandemic, after the pandemic. Chris also has a podcast. We're gonna talk about his podcast as well. It's pretty interesting. You'll see it in a bit. Chris, I want to know. I ask everybody. Take us back to your childhood. I want to know, were you always this funny, clumsy guy? Were you very introverted? How was a young Chris?
I was always very loud, definitely clumsy. Funny is really as to be judged by the observer, but definitely clumsy, definitely a little stupid. I was a typical kid and growing up in the city. School was a thing you did, not a thing you were good at.
Yeah.
Did I always want to be a comedian? I can't lie to you and say it was my childhood dream. No, I had a bunch of different. I always thought I was going to be in the NHL. I thought that was a shoo-in.
Well, you thought you were going to be an NHL player?
Oh yeah, from a young age, I thought I was going to be in the NHL, and then I got to like 17, 18, and then my draft year, and I didn't get drafted, and I guess the dream is dead, and so that didn't happen, obviously. I always blamed it on my height, too. I figured if I was like 6'4", 6'5", it would have been a shoo-in. But no one's looking for a 5'6" power forward. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. And then, you finish school and you start looking at different things. And stand-up kind of came very organically. It kind of came out of nowhere. I was in my early 20s. And I had an opportunity of a lifetime, it turns out, to take a class of Joey Elias is a Montreal comic, big time Canadian comic, very successful. He's a bit of a close personal friend of mine, especially when I was before I was in stand up, and he got me to take his class, and I took his class, and I've been playing in this business ever since.
Nice. So it's nonstop. You said it was over 6 years?
No, I've been doing this for 9 years now.
9 years stand-up comedy. Wow, guys, and I just want to tell you something, guys. First of all, comedy is not easy. We've had a lot of comedians on here, and I don't want to stress. I want to stress this, that it's really not easy, guys. And one day you're hot, you got gigs, you got this, you got that, and then other days it's just like you're waiting for your next big gig or whatever it be. So it's not easy, guys. Like I said. Some people find some things funny, some people don't. You know what I mean? It depends the crowd you're with, but that's all stuff we're going to get to. With Chris's experience, he's going to let us know. Ryocat has a little bit of comments here. He says he big smoke in GTA San Andreas. Chris,
yeah, I was looking at that, Kat, and I appreciate. I'm going to go ahead and take the assumption that those are kind words, and
it's all
that's a real honor. I don't play much GTA. I'm a very simple child. I play sports video games only, really. Maybe Call of Duty if somebody else buys it. But I appreciate that. That sounds like a good compliment. I'll put that in my bio.
And Dabby's in the building too. What's up, Dabby? He's a new subscriber. How are you, buddy? He said maybe you lose Try Not to Laugh game. Did you ever play Try Not to Laugh?
Let's try not to laugh.
I laugh right away. But listen, I used to play Try Not to Laugh games over here on my channel because my channel was completely different. We used to do a lot of fun games and spin the wheel.
Are you telling me that your channel used to be a lot of fun and then you have me on? That's a ringing endorsement. That's a ringing endorsement right there.
I also said maybe is Hulk in cover. Maybe we can have him in before they were famous because Ryan Cat does this picture of when you're a baby, and then a picture of later on, and it says before they were famous. And it's like on Mount Rushmore.
I'm huge in certain parts of Hudson. So
awesome.
Cornwall. Can I give Italy the Euro Cup, Raul? Listen. We'll talk about the elephant in the room that is not me for a second. It was a great victory. Sure, we only had the ball for 29% of the game, and the sport of soccer makes as much sense as the sport of cricket sometimes. But who cares? Every 2 years we're all soccer experts. For 3 weeks in July, we pretend that we know everything about the game. We correct ourselves. It's not field, it's pitch. It's not 0, it's nil. Well, it looks good. If we get the Brits, it'll be a good game, and we could mock all our British friends and talk about how they eat boiled meats and shitty potatoes and what all the other jokes we could make about the Brits. It'll be a good time.
Exactly. Listen, Italy won today, guys, and I think definitely it doesn't matter who we're playing. Denmark, England. If we would play France, I think we would still win. This year is our year. I see it in there.
I think they weren't supposed to beat Belgium. Yeah, they beat Belgium, and for all to be honest, to be serious for a second, all my cousin's he's a big time soccer coach out here. Mm-hmm. Do I have Twitch, Mr. Chris? No, but it's on the agenda, Ryocat. It's on the agenda. Might be in September. If you like American football, that might be what we're doing.
Yeah, and guys, I just want to say that I'm pretty sure I could stream to Twitch on StreamYard. So I think next live, which is Thursday, I think it's Thursday. Today is Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday. I'm going to be streaming
before
also
Friday.
on Twitch. Exactly. I'm going to stream as well on Twitch. So I'm going to stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for now. I think I could do it. He also said you could be a voice actor in Japan.
Ryu Cat. I mean, whatever you need, have your people call my people. My people is me. Just to take this offline, we can set it up, Do
you have a manager, Chris?
I have a manager, yeah.
Awesome. Like a talent manager, like a guy that gets
she's a talent manager. She's a life counselor. She's a therapist on certain days. She's there. She's there to help in every way she can. Ultimately, this business is about what you make of it for yourself.
Nice.
It's you asked me how my passion for comedy started. It was I've always enjoyed comedy. I think I watched Robin Williams live on Broadway, which is a special that he made. Hi, Melanie. I know Melanie. She's a friend.
She's a what do you call it? Contact of yours. Yeah.
She's a comic. She's a good comic in her own right. Yeah. I watched live on Broadway, which is a Robin Williams special, maybe like 100 times when I was a kid. Yeah, it's one of the greatest specials ever. I don't care who wrote it. Robin Williams was great. And then I kind of grew up watching Jon Stewart and just being fascinated by telling jokes. I've always enjoyed making people laugh. I used to work at a Blockbuster back in the day, and
really.
Yeah, I used to get such joy in just joking around with the regulars. I wasn't a comedian at this point. I was like 19, 20 years old.
I want to know something, Chris. What's the funniest thing that happened to you at Blockbuster? There's got to be something stupid. Somebody didn't return a video. Somebody stole. I don't know. What's the funniest thing that happened?
You know what? I worked there when Twilight was huge. And this was before streaming services. People still bought DVDs. Remember DVDs? I don't think Rio Cat knows what a DVD is. I don't think they own one. But yeah, people would. But remember, Twilight was huge. You were on the same age. Twilight was a huge cultural phenomenon, and people would literally like spend $30. Ryukat has some fire ideas, by the way. Super villain in an anime, maybe roll me around like a ball. I'm on board for whatever they want. Whatever this person needs, I'm there. Fly me out to Japan. Let's get it going. No, so people would pre-buy the Blu-ray extended edition. Yeah. They're like, I know DVD. Hilarious. And so they come and when the movie would get released, so it would always happen on a Tuesday. The big releases would always happen on a Tuesday because the big movies come out in the theater on a Friday. They come out for sale on a Tuesday. The lineups you would get of like these, a lot of times it was dads of the daughters there at midnight on a Monday at 11:50. They're lining up, smoking half a pack of cigarettes, waiting to get into the. This is when cigarettes were cool. And they're just lining up, waiting to come in at midnight to pick up their daughter's special edition Blu-ray. The stuff you would hear.
Like, what would they say?
Yeah, I'm here. Twilight, the vampire thing. My daughter has. I can't go back without the movie. I can't. I'm like, did you reserve it, sir? I didn't reserve. I'm like, oh, sir, there's 80 people here. What do you think's happening? He's like, well, what could you do for me? I'm like, I could tell you to come back another day, sir. That's what I could do for you. Rio Cat wants to know, do I have Asian friends? Yes, I do. We live in a utopia of a city here. Your Noel twin brother.
I'm not sure what he means by that, but
I don't know what they mean by that either, but I do not have a twin brother. I do have a brother, though, and he's much better looking and more successful.
Ross said, the world is yours, Chris, so just reach out and make us laugh.
This is deep, Raul. I didn't know I was coming to a TED Talk on this call. I appreciate it. However, the positive energy on this call so far has been something that you can't duplicate. Yeah.
So, Chris, to you, what makes somebody funny? What characteristics makes somebody a funny person?
Being able to make somebody laugh. I'm kidding. That was very meta. Making somebody fun, being relatable, being approachable, being down to earth, not taking themselves too seriously. You can't make somebody laugh if you take yourself seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the biggest thing.
I agree with you, Chris. But what's really interesting is that some people laugh at things, some people don't. It's like it's hard to make everybody laugh, right, Chris?
Yeah, but that's the art of what comedy is. What professional comedy is, somebody's coming to a show, you're supposed to make everyone laugh. The audience, the audience is not. I think we get too many people who do stand-up comedy, who do live entertainment, which is completely different than online stuff. Yeah. They go there and they don't understand the concept of making the room laugh, making the audience your audience. So people have a bad night. It's like, it wasn't my crowd. It wasn't my audience. Well, it's like, well, buddy, your job is to make them your audience. That's why you're a comic. Yeah. If not, you're just somebody ranting and raving on stage. So making comedy accessible, making it relatable to everybody, making it people connecting with people on an intimate level that you could do live, which is completely different than what you could do online. I think they're two completely different structures, muscles to use, and everything.
I think there's room for a conversation on that, like online and live. It's just, and now we're starting to see it coming to how do you say it? Apparition, not apparition, but it's being seen right now, because the thing is, we've been locked up, we've been creating videos, doing a lot of lives and stuff. But now you could do stuff in person, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like all those. Now you have all the not old. I don't want to say old, but all the people that were doing live shows beforehand, and then after the pandemic, you have all these video content creators that want to do something live as well. So it's like when you're online, there's unlimited stages, whereas live performances, there's only a certain amount of theaters, right, Chris?
Sure. I think there's a live performance anywhere where you can make it. Hello, Thomas. There's live venues all over the world. There's live venues in every city. The ironic fucking part. I don't know if I can swear or not.
Yeah, you can swear. Go ahead.
The ironic part of it all is that there was such a huge a mistake on our part was made in terms of live performers. We looked down too much for years. Online comedy, online performers. We looked down on it for as long as I've been in the business. People, true like stage performers, always resented the success of anyone online. And then the pandemic happens, and all of a sudden you're the guests in the building. You're the people that don't know what you're doing. You're the people that don't know how it works online. And everyone
you're forced to adapt.
You're forced to adapt, but not only that, but you have to also show respect and learn from the people who've been doing it for years now. And there was the first 6 months of the pandemic were wild because you had all these online stage performers, live performers of any art form, whether it was sketch comedy, stand-up, whether it was musicians. And we're all of a sudden, we're going to try to become these online people. We have no idea what to do. So there was a transition period there where people were able to pop by learning things faster than others.
Exactly. But like I said, now that that's all over, we're back to the live shows. And in my opinion, the people that have done live shows before, they're going to have a much easier time. Whereas the people that they've been on TikTok and Instagram, whatever it be, YouTube, whatever, they have to figure a way to reinvent themselves almost. You know what I mean? Or, but maybe I might be wrong. Maybe they might do little dances at the park. You know where they have those little stages in the parks? Maybe they'll do like...
I mean, that's certainly an option. I also tend to go by the idea that people who were successful online during the pandemic were probably successful online before the pandemic, and they're going to be able to keep being successful online. Because as much as we want to say things are going back to quote-unquote normal, we're never going to go back to what they were before the pandemic. There's always going to be this pre- and post-pandemic reality. And I think the people who were already marked the territory for themselves online, they're going to be fine. You're always going to have live performers that want to come and do live shows because you can make money on live shows when you have a big following by going city to city, touring, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's a sink or swim. Live entertainment is a sink or swim proposition. It's either it works or it doesn't. You're going to find out very quickly if it works or it doesn't.
Exactly. But, now I find people are going to have to network more than ever. You know what I mean? They're going to have to go to events. Like going to an event could get you a lot of followers. You could meet the right people. You could get the right opportunities at events, you know?
But you could also cultivate and curate those relationships online. I think I've been very fortunate, especially during the back half of the pandemic, where I was able to do more stuff online. Because I first of all, I learned some things about what it was to work online and make videos and content creation that I didn't know before, quite frankly. I was an amateur towards it, and I'm not saying I'm anywhere close to professional, but I at least understand how things get made now. Yeah. Whereas before, I thought it was as simple as turning on a camera, but that's just not the reality.
This relates to my next question. What are your thoughts on relatable comedy? Because that's on TikTok. I think that's pretty much your niche, like relatable comedy, right?
I think so. I think that's my niche in general, not just on TikTok. I mean, I'm pretty new to TikTok. My thing is being relatable to people. Gianluigi Donnarumma is a sexy beast. Thomas, I appreciate the spelling of Gianluigi. I think also it's important for Italians to know there's always a Gigi in nets, Exactly, As long as there's a Gigi, we'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
How to make comedy? What was it? Would you say relatable?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on relatable comedy?
That's kind of the whole ball game is to be relatable. I think if you're not authentic, if you're not true to yourself, if you're not giving somebody original thoughts, then you're kind of hacking it up, is what people would say.
I actually have something interesting to say about this because on YouTube it used to be about sketch comedy. Okay, like I forgot his name, the Asian. What's that guy's name? The guy that was really big. He was Asian on YouTube. No, it's not Cypro.
I wouldn't know.
He did sketch comedy and he was really big. He was really funny. He was one of the early big YouTubers. Anyways, what's up, Kyle Ide? And also, what's up, Thomas and Roy? Okay. But now it's about being relatable. Like you have to do something that people could say, it's funny because I did that. I do that all the time, right?
It's funny you say that because, while I don't know the artists you were talking about previously, I look at some of the people who are big online.
Nija Hija, by the way, that was his name. It was Nija Hija.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look at like somebody like the Paul brothers. I don't know what's relatable about them at all, and they have millions upon millions of fans. Ryocat says I could eat all the food in concert, Mr. Chris. I don't know what that means. I kind of enjoy the fact that they call me Mr. Chris. It's like soothing.
He looks up to you, like you understand. Like,
Mr. Chris, it's nice. I could go with that. No, I think the best thing to do about being relatable or relatable comedy is just be who you are. If you like making voices and character work online, then do that. If you're do a bunch of one-liners online or on the stage, then do that. Do what fits you and what works for you, and then the cream rises to the top in any given situation. Whether it's on most of the time, there are exceptions to the rule. Unfortunately, that's the internet.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Jeff Dunham in regards to comedy? Is that the ventriloquist Jeff Dunham?
Yeah.
Oh, he's funny. That guy's funny, Jeff Dunham.
Like, I mean, comedy's subjective, and he's not funny, but he's also kind of a hack.
Okay, what does that mean, a hack?
Somebody who doesn't have to stretch very far to get the joke. Who doesn't have to somebody who will live and succeed at the bottom of the barrel in terms of
really
it's hacky shit. Google hack. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's sort of like mook. Someone's like, what does mook mean? And I'm like, mook, fucking mook. But Jeff Dunham's a successful comedian at the end of the day.
Yes, yeah.
Anything I could say negatively about Jeff, at the same time, he sells out arenas around the world. So what am I going to do? What does he care about me?
Robcat wants to know if you like Asian girls.
I like any women who would like me. I think I'm pretty open to all ideas.
Do you know Stephen Tries?
I do not. Is it Fry? Does he mean Stephen Fries? Because that's a British comic.
Or maybe Stephen Fries. Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe Thomas is speaking about somebody that I don't know about. But yeah, there's a lot of comedians around the world that are worth investing in terms of their content, their work, whether it's on stage or off. I mean, it's a good time for comedy. Everyone always talks about the negative in comedy. It's a good time for comedy.
And that's exactly what I wanted to ask you. Which comedian inspires you?
I could give you like the obvious answers: the Bill Burrs, the Dave Chappelle's,
Bill Burr's
the Michael Che's, the Amy Poehler, who I like a lot.
What about that other girl there, the chubby one? Not chubby, but blonde hair. Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer wasn't going to be one of them that I mentioned, but sure.
Okay.
In terms of Canadian comics, there's a lot too. There's Joey Elias. There's Deborah DiGiovanni, who's one of the best comics we have in the country.
Really?
Yeah, she's in LA. She's killing it, and she's Italian, so it's like I'm automatically on board on that end. If you're talking about like other influences, I mean, I love watching Letterman when I was younger.
Yeah.
Then The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. So Don Rickles is a heavy influence in my comedy, even though it's a completely different era. I think if there's anyone that I relate to is Mr. Rickles. So.
Yeah, you know what? I think I've had most people that I've had on that asked that question, they told me Don Rickles.
Don Rickles is probably the greatest comedian of all time in terms of being able to kind of do whatever he wanted. He was able to live and work with impunity because he was just so damn charming. And basically he was known for making fun of people, and he was still beloved because of the fact that he was so engaging, relatable, and charming. So.
And yeah, you know what I find sucks now? It's all this cancel culture stuff. Like people get offended at everything. Like I remember going to a comedy show in Montreal before the pandemic, and someone made a joke about the Nova Scotia shooting. The room went silent, and then like about a minute later, people started laughing, like because they weren't sure, like it was a dark humor, like they're all looking at each other, like should we laugh at this?
Well, the problem with dealing and working with current events. The problem with dealing and working with current events in your comedy is that sometimes it's too raw. Sometimes it's the wrong approach. Sometimes you shouldn't be talking about it because you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Timo Werner is the funniest comedian of all time. I'm not trying to be funny or being a comedian. I don't know who that is, but that's just a great sentence structure by Thomas O'Connor right here. I really enjoy that.
Timo Werner is a player for the soccer player for Germany.
Oh, Thomas is going just full soccer stuff. I kind of like it. Yeah. The Germans didn't make it out of qualifying, eh? Quarterfinals they lost.
Everybody from the group of death in the Euro Cup,
they all lost. They all lost. It was hilarious. Hilarious. That sucks, you know. Again, just one more thing on the soccer thing. Everyone said that Belgium was going to spank the Italians, and then the Italians just dominated that game, really. And that gave us almost too much confidence heading into today, because today it was like, oh boy, this doesn't look good. It never looked good until penalty kicks, and then it's like it kind of was like the last half an hour. They're just hanging on to get the PK.
So, Chris, what's your strategy here? I know, like a good magician never gives up his trick, but I want to know, like in general, like when you get on stage, what do you use to get the audience going, to get the audience interested, to just get like it's almost like an aperitivo, like to get them ready, like what type of
well. I mean, I bring a lot of energy when I get onto the stage. I think that's really one of my things. I get the crowd going. I work with the crowd a lot. I love going into the crowd and talking to them. That's my Kyle Habs in 7. You know what? It wouldn't be a bad thing, Kyle. If that happens and Italy wins on Sunday, just shut the city down.
Yeah. Listen, if the Habs make it to Game 7, we're gonna have Italy and the Habs playing on the same day, July 11th.
Yeah. The East End Italians right now, they've been in permanent boner mode for about 2.5 weeks. Not even the squirrels eating their tomatoes could dampen the mood. It's been such a moment of jubilee that I think they're gonna be it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So Thomas said, "Who do you have? Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor fight on Saturday. Who do you have?"
Who do I have? Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier, really?
Yeah. I mean, Conor's getting a bit older. I mean, it's not as easy for him, I think, as it used to be. I think Poirier's still in his prime, isn't he?
Probably, yeah.
I'm not an MMA expert. I watch things like Conor fights or stuff like that, the big fights. But yeah, no, I think the DP will pull it home on Saturday.
By the way, do you watch like hot dog eating contests? Like what's his name, Joey Chestnut? Have you ever seen that?
It's funny that you asked that, considering what Rio Cat is asking. Yeah. Rio Cat's wondering if I'm eating a challenge at McDonald's. No, Rio Cat, I'm not, and you're missing an S, but it's okay. If you could come Maid Cafe here and eat.
Okay, Maid Cafe is like a pastry place in Japan. Like he goes to this dessert place called Maid Cafe
and eat a lot of cake. Listen. I mean, I'm sure I could. I'll leave Conor alone. You know what, Thomas? It doesn't surprise me with the Irish name that you have that you would have been mad. I should have seen this coming. I'm changing my pick. It's McGregor all the way. I want no heat with the Irish.
It's fucking funny. Ross said, let's talk about it, Chris, over at Cafe and Nonna Maria's.
We could talk to Nonna Maria about it. She's a friend. She's a close personal friend. Oh, God. Your fans are relentless.
No, because I told Raul I sent him a video of the collaboration with Nonna Maria, which we're going to talk about, guys. So that's why he was saying that joke.
Yeah, he's jumping ahead on the rundown here.
He's hilarious. But I have a question for you before we get to the next question, Chris. I want to know something. Have you ever bombed on stage?
Of course.
And I want to know what the hell happened.
There's lots of factors, I think, when people and you have to understand that everyone has different definitions of not doing well and doing and bombing. I can't. By the way, Rio Cat, I can't cosplay as the Juggernaut. I am not tall enough for the Juggernaut. You got to pick smaller fucking people. Danny DeVito and Batman. The Penguin, oversized Riddler. Things like that. Come on, Rio Cat. Come back with better shit. But yeah, you bomb just like anything else. You have good days and bad days. I mean,
like what happened? Did somebody boo you? Did you get like heckled?
No. I'm not terrible at this. I'm pretty good. Jeez, let's be real here. No, but you have days where it's like I left a lot out there, or I just wasn't having it tonight.
Okay.
Or there's times where you make mistakes. I've made mistakes on stage before. I've read the room wrong. I've done material or I've done in a certain direction that I shouldn't have gone into.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have followed. That comes with getting reps. You learn about yourself as you do this over the years. Live entertainment's tough because you get the reaction right away. You see it, you feel it, and there's no other form like that when stand up here. It's you, the microphone, and the crowd in front of you. So you are the best judge to know how you done. Do I know Preacher Lawson? Yes, hilarious.
Who is Preacher Lawson?
I think it's a comic from the States.
Oh, really?
I've seen it online. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong person, Kyle could correct me.
Welcome to Speedy Sundays in the building. How are you? And also TJ Youngblood, I see you, my friend. How are you, buddy? Ryocat said you can jump in swimming pool. I will pay you.
Ryocat, if you want me to empty the pool, but I can do that. But also, if you're paying me, I'll do whatever crazy shit you're asking about in these comments because you've been writing some wild shit. I'll do whatever if you're paying me, Ryocat. You want to use me as like some fucking like little like King Kong like amusement park attraction at your home? Whatever. As long as you're paying me, I'll whore out for anything. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know, Chris, like obviously you do stand-up comedy, but you also have this pandemic stuff. Since the pandemic, you've been creating videos, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, like, how do you make your videos? How do you come up with your ideas? How long does it take to put them up? Well, take us through the video process.
It's a really arduous process. I get a crazy idea in my head, and I'm like, this probably work. Let me try it. I find my mother and make her film it, and then I go with it. It's really ideas. I think my favorite video I did was the one,
the Italy one, no?
The Italy one was fun. There was the follow-up to the Italy one where I called my boss
that was funny,
for the afternoon game. And that was the best because my mom had no idea what I was going to do, but she was just going to watch. She was going to film it for me. And I tell her, I'm like, just film it. And then I do it, and I do the bit, and she laughs out loud. And she's hard to make. She's been seeing me a long time. She's hard to make laugh like that. And I popped her right away. I'm like, okay, this is good. I got something here. Let's film it again. But really, it's just something that comes in your head that you think would work. Sometimes they don't. I mean, some of them have not worked at all.
So your mom films the videos for you? Your mom?
Some of them, whoever's around. My mom, my cousin, my friends. I'll get whoever who's around that would want to help me. Because you need that. I mean, I have no idea the first thing about TikTok. The people who do it all by themselves, those are the talented fucks. Those
I know. It's just, but you have to understand, when you get to a certain level on TikTok, social media, wherever it be, you have a team around you. You have managers. You have video coaches. You have editors. You have sponsors buying you the best equipment. Like, you have to understand that, guys. It just doesn't come like, you're not going to start buying all these things. You're going to go broke. Like, it's something that you're going to get when you make good content. You get a bigger following, and then you start getting sponsors, and then everything comes together. But you also have to work your ass off. And this is something we were talking about backstage, me and Chris, guys. We were talking about burnout, okay? A lot of people think when you burn out, it's like, oh, you're a pussy, you suck. Why did you burn out? There's that. It's a perfectly normal thing that a lot of viewers don't understand. They look at it like, you gave up on us, you gave up on your stuff. But there's ways around it. I can tell you that I was very, very aggressive with making videos. And then I just said, you know what? I'm going to create a schedule that works. That's not like shoving down content down people's throat. Like, at the end of the day, when you make a cake, you want it to rise, right? You don't want to just make a cake and then go to the next
we should definitely ask Real Cat what they think about making the cake.
Jess Sorrell, one of our members, is here. What's up, Jess Sorrell?
Hi, Jess. Yeah, Jess hangs around the comedy scene a lot. So
exactly, she's from Australia. What's up? I
think she's done comedy. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
You can eat hot food or popper fish. Again, Real Cat. If you are paying me, I'm there. DM for more info. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh my god!
But that's pretty much the creative process.
So Chris, how is comedy different here in Montreal? We talk about French jokes, we talk about Italian jokes, we talk about what else? How run down the city is? I don't know.
The city's not run down. The city's always kind of just like half finished, but I don't know if it's run down. I think the most obvious thing, especially as Anglophones in this market, how many I'm pay you. Again, offline, Real Cat. DM we'll start negotiations. Hi, Mario. Mario Lucarino is one of the more perfect Italian names you're ever going to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
That is right up there with Locatelli.
Yeah. Kyle has a question. He says, "What's the best restaurant in Montreal, Chris?"
Best restaurant in Montreal. There's so many. Depends on what you're looking for.
Your favorite? What's your favorite restaurant?
In the city, there's a place. There's a little place in. Hold on, I gotta Google. I always have to do this. I gotta Google the fucking name. I'm so sorry.
Also, Thomas, we're gonna get to your question in a second. While you research that, he said, "You tell Anderson Silva that I'm coming over and I'm kicking down his back door and patting his little lady on the ass. I'm telling her to make me a steak medium rare, just how I like it." Chael Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen said that? Chael Sonnen has a lot of things to say. Didn't he get crushed by Anderson? Why is... I always love this about fighters. They always talk this huge game. How you start to be a joke in here, you make me laugh. Well, Ryu Cat, that's the goal. We're trying to make everyone laugh, and the more people you make laugh, the more people that won't kill you. So that's all.
See, like he says that you make him laugh, and he says, "How do you make jokes that make people laugh?" That's what he's saying, basically.
Well, depends on the situation. I mean, if I were to joke around with you, I'd ask you, Angelo, what happened to the hair? You're not even 30. Was it a already divorced thing? Because that happens in Quebec. Was it something hereditary that you took from the family lines? I have.
Yeah, it's hereditary.
It's the only thing I have. Like ladies aren't looking at me for the physique, obviously, or the suavemente type moves. But goddamn it, I have the best hair in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you do, man. You got a whole full set of hair there. Kyle wants to know, Chris, what movie have you seen recently that you really liked?
There's this. By the way, Kyle's answer about the restaurant is Venice. There's Venice is like a California cafe style spot, right in the old port. There's also one, I think, in NDG, if I'm not mistaken, or no. Anyways, there's one for sure in the old port. It's great. It's a good lunch spot. It's a good place to bring a date, whatever it is. Venice and Montreal. Good people. And also, the friends of Baccaro. Shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah, I love Baccaro. It's amazing.
What's a good movie you saw recently? Michael B. Jordan had this, I think it's called Without Remorse. It came out on Prime. I'm a huge fan of the Jack Ryan universe there, those movies. Have you ever watched the Jack Ryan stuff there, Ange?
Never.
Listen, if you're trying to make a movie for Chris Venditto, let me tell you what Chris needs. Chris needs espionage. Chris needs just insanely attractive people throughout the movie just beating each other up. Chris needs government conspiracy a bit. And Chris needs this one like super, super amazing, indestructible agent that's always going to win,
Okay. That's interesting because you're talking...
Family, hashtag Fast9.
You're talking about film, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. You have a podcast.
Yeah.
Called Film is Dead. I think people...
The narrative series. Yeah.
I think people understand what your podcast is about just by the title, Film is Dead. But I want to know, like, what exactly do you guys talk about? How does it start the podcast? I want to know everything about your podcast.
We take movies that we select. We did 12 episodes in the first season. We're going to do a second season. Okay. We take movies that we watch. We all watch it together. Mm-hmm. And then we get on a podcast on StreamYard, ironically, and we talk about it. We talk about what we liked, favorite quotes, favorite scenes. We talk about the filmmakers, the actors involved. We have a segment where we ask Marty Scorsese why he passed. Marty comes on every week and he tells us why he passed. It's a great segment.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, Marty Scorsese. It's a character that is one of us that plays Marty Scorsese. Okay. I can't believe I had you. But yeah, Marty Scorsese comes on and tells us why he passed every week. We recast the film. It's if you like movies. Okay. And you like people if you like good comedy and you like easy listening, this is what this is. It's perfect for you. Week? We release them once a week. We just released Ocean's 11, we did a Vegas series. So we did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. We did Vegas Vacation and then we did Ocean's 11.
Have you ever seen The World's a Little Blurry? Thomas said.
Thomas says, Thomas, I have not, but because you recommended it, I'm going to watch it because you have nothing but impeccable taste right now this evening. So I'm on Team O'Connor, whatever you need.
Yeah. So listen, it's a great podcast. You guys talk about movies, like you basically review movies, right?
Yeah. So we started with Heat, which is a cultural classic for people my age, pretty much, and a bit older.
Nice.
It was the first time Robert De Niro and Al Pacino shared a screen together. Heat is a fantastic film. If you've never watched Heat, it's long, but it's amazing. You question everything at the end, including the type of cocaine that Al Pacino was on. It's a great time. We did Heat, we did The Life Aquatic, we did Gladiator, and then we've done the Vegas run, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Vegas Vacation, Ocean's 11. We have some cool movies that were coming up. We have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is coming.
Could you do like recommendations? Like, can people recommend what movies you want to do on your podcast?
Well, it's a very new podcast. Okay. It's more of a vanity project than anything that we care about. And there's a lot of freedom in doing things that you don't care who the viewers are. You're just doing it for yourself. They're about 45 minutes to an hour long each, so it's tough to get the young generation. Yes, we are, Mr. O'Connor. It's tough to get the young generation to have the attention span for 45 minutes to an hour, but if you if you like it, it's there. And comment section, it's Film is Dead on YouTube. All the episodes are there. Give us your likes, your subscribes, your follows, and your comments, negative, positive, whatever it is. We'll take any feedback.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna definitely check it out, but I would love to see like maybe The Godfather. I don't know if you do like series like Sopranos. That'll be really cool.
Well, I did a Sopranos.
It looks like Chris is frozen, guys. Let's wait a couple of seconds. He should be back. Thomas O'Connor said, Mr. Venditto and I are homies. Then Kyle said, what is your favorite story-driven game? I'm trying to remove and add Chris. Let's see what happens. What is your favorite story-driven game? What do you mean by that, Kyle? Story-driven game? Like you're talking about a video game or what? And he also says, thank you, sir. Okay. We're going to wait a few minutes. We're going to see what's going on with... it looks like he's frozen. So let me try and remove him again, bring him back. Chris, are you there? Oh, okay. We lost him. So we're going to wait till he comes back. But Kyle, you're saying, what's your favorite story-driven game? So if you're talking about video games, I like GTA. I like those type of games. Although I haven't been really gaming at all. I did play the PS5 though yesterday. So with my brother, I was playing Call of Duty and stuff. But when it comes to gaming, I'm definitely behind, guys. Made you on WWE Battlegrounds today, Ange, and I saw you do a 619 on the Big Show, and it was amazing. Really? Okay, well, that's not true because I wasn't on that game. Chris is back. What's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy?
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You were frozen for a second. I was waiting to see if you're gonna come back. You must have disconnected.
No, my
it's all
internet. Good. For some reason, I don't know what happened. The internet just cut, and I'm scrambling, and I'm like, screw it. I'll just take my phone, and I'm on data now, but the internet's coming back. So. Let's get back.
Turn your phone around, Chris, like on the side, so it's full screen. There you go.
Yeah, okay. that's what the people need. They need full screen, you know.
Thomas said Ange Theft Auto. So basically, before you how do you say it, lagged out, there was a question over here. It says, what is your favorite story-driven game?
For favorite story, does MLB The Show count? Because it's a career mode and you're playing a whole the story.
I guess.
You know what? I bought Red Dead Redemption because the entire Red Dead Redemption 2 a couple of years ago. I bought it because the entire internet was talking about it over Christmas break, the holiday break there, and I bought it. I played it for a week. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was awesome, a lot of fun. And then went back to work, and I'm like, I have no time for this game. Like, comedy was back, work was back. Then the pandemic hit, and it's like, okay, I guess we'll buy FIFA. So let me change back to the computer, okay? Hold on.
No problem, buddy. No problem. Kyle Eid said best TV show. What's your favorite current TV show?
Best TV show currently, I really enjoyed the Marvel run there. I think it was Scarlet and the other guy, and then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier were good. Loki's been real fun. The Marvel stuff is kind of impeachable. I could always watch an episode of Sopranos though.
Yeah,
we were talking about Sopranos right before I cut off. We actually, myself and one of my partners on Film is Dead, Walter J. Ling, we did, as the pandemic, we reviewed Sopranos. We were actually, we consider ourselves the inspiration to Michael Imperioli and Bobby Baklava's podcast that they did, because they did it like a couple weeks after they started theirs.
Yeah, right.
It was hilarious. It wasn't because of us, obviously, but we certainly pretended to take credit for it on all our shows. We did that on IG Live. That was a huge thing. Remember for like 6 months?
It was.
IG Live. Yeah.
Railcat says, what's your favorite song?
What's my favorite song? Depends on the situation. I think there's a song I'll never skip. The song I'll never skip is like anything Sinatra, My Way.
Classics.
Good thing. The classics. There's obviously a lot of different tastes that we have in different genres, but I think any of the old school stuff is always good.
Yeah. Favorite musicians?
I enjoy a lot. I like J. Cole a lot. I like Drake a lot because Canadian. I think Drake is fascinating just as an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's our generation's Sinatra, to be honest. Yeah. Which pisses off Italians, but it's if you look at it, compare it side by side, it's very much true. He's very much our generation's Sinatra.
Yeah.
Who else? I like, Springsteen's great. He's the one guy I want to see live.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like Jay-Z's fun,
So you collaborate with Nonna Maria. I know this is like a bit like completely different from what we're talking about, but
it's all good.
It's cool. Like I saw it and I'm like, oh my God, you actually did a video with Nonna Maria.
We did a live show. We did a live show together too.
Really? How did it happen? Like how did you guys hook up, I guess? You know what I mean?
I think the people behind Nonna Maria were starting to do their own stand-up comedy as themselves. Because I don't know if everyone knows this, but Nonna Maria is not a real person. It's a character, even though I love her to death. So the people behind Anthony Imperioli and Davide, David, they're fantastic dudes. The nicest people, salt of the earth that you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And they were doing stand-up, and they actually took the same class that I took. So I was there as a student who came back and who was gave advice or whatever. So we hooked up there. We started exchanging information, and then I had an idea one summer to do a show called The Broad Show.
Okay.
And The Broad Show was me and a bunch of female performers in the city, female comics in the city. I was the host, and I thought Nonna Maria would be the best co-host. And I pitched it. It worked out. And we did some online videos together. We've done some work since together on other stuff. They're great. I highly recommend people checking them out. They're fantastic. For
those of you guys,
they're kind of like Montreal heroes. We kind of so
we have a lot of people here from Ireland, Japan, wherever, Timbuktu. But I'm saying, guys, check out Nonna Maria. I mean, some of the jokes, I'll be honest with you won't get because you're not from Montreal. You might not be Italian. But check it out. It's funny. Like if you like Italian type of jokes, like you don't have to be Italian.
Not even Italian, not just Italian jokes, but it's really jokes centered on family, culture, camaraderie within. And I think no matter what your background, whether you're Italian, whether you're Greek, whether you're Ethiopian, whether you're Portuguese, you understand that element. You understand that culture, that togetherness.
That's right. Thomas has a massive soccer question. He says, Messi or Ronaldo? Answer correctly with Messi in the bracket.
Bro, Luca Toni, bro.
Wait, you think Luca Toni is better than them?
Kidding. I saw a thing the other day that said that Messi's made on his last contract in 4 years, like $670 million American.
Holy shit.
And they combined the salaries of LeBron James and Tom Brady over their careers, and together they haven't made as much as Messi made in the last 4 years.
Wow.
which really tells you what we're working with. Again, I'm not gonna front. I am not a huge soccer fan.
Okay.
But I've always appreciated Messi because he was the underdog. Ronaldo was the guy who was built for it, right? 6'2", super strong, incredible athlete. Messi's what, 5'5", 5'4"? He was more of the underdog. I would love to see him win one for Argentina, but I don't think it's going to happen because according to my sources, the Italian team's only supposed to be really good at the World Cup. So
this is a huge question, okay? I don't know if you watch wrestling or maybe when you're small.
Of course.
Stone Cold and The Rock. Honestly, I can't even answer this question.
It's The Rock for me. I could.
Rock?
There's not. I don't think there's bigger fans of The Rock, both in size and in actuality in the world than me. I could read I could watch Dwayne Johnson read the phone book. I love both. It was the high point of wrestling. But it's The Rock for me.
Okay. One of the questions I always ask everybody: how do you deal with haters, trolls, critics, losers, like people that just want to put you down? How do you deal with that, Chris?
I mean, shit happens. I mean, you got to have thick skin to be involved in anything in entertainment. I think whether it's online, whether it's in live entertainment in the real world. I think the real world is different from the online world to begin with. I think people would say things online they would never say to your face. So there's that added element. But ultimately, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. I think when you're comfortable in your own skin, you realize that the thoughts of people who are inconsequential to your day-to-day don't matter. There's always going to be somebody who's going to make fun of your look or the way you sound or the way you dress or whatever. There's thousands of reasons to knock down anybody. People love knocking people down. It's kind of a masochist thing that we have on in our society where we love seeing people struggle and in pain. It's unfortunate. It's the world we live in. It is way worse for other people than it is for me. I think
and you know what, Chris, I don't know if you agree with me, but a lot of people do things without thinking about it. Like they just do it preemptively, and then some of them don't, but most people, when they do something that's really wrong, they think about it and they go, I really hurt that person, like
I hope so. I think so. I think that's more common in younger people. I think we spend too much time shitting on the younger generation, but not enough time thinking. That's when you're supposed to be wild and make mistakes and be crazy, is when you're younger. I'm not talking about crimes against humanity or people, but you're supposed to make mistakes in your 20s. That's when you do the most growing.
Not criminal mistakes, but life mistakes.
No, life mistakes, and that's the biggest influence I like to give to younger comics is take chances, make mistakes. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. You can't have that fear of failure in stand up because you can fail at any given night. And I think that stretches out into the online world, but dealing with people that just want to shit talk you or put you down.
Yeah.
There comes a boiling point where it's just not worth your energy, your time, and your focus. And they can have their moment of victory, but they gotta. At the end of the day, I had the best quote I've ever heard was when LeBron James lost against the Dallas Mavericks in the 2011 finals.
Yeah.
And somebody's asking, he's like, "How do you deal with the fact that so many people are happy that you lost tonight?" And he's like, "At the end of the day, they have to go back and live the same life they were living before this game was played." So whoever criticizes you, whatever you live, if you're a big anime person, you love anime, and someone's shitting on you for that, or you're a big soccer fan and someone's shitting on you for that, or whatever it is, at the end of that exchange, you get to go back to enjoying what you were enjoying, and they go back and be miserable. And that's the only thing you got to take away from that.
Exactly. Haters are going to hate, but at the end of the day, if you understand one thing, does it really matter what someone says? Do they live with you? Do they sleep with your wife? You know what
exactly.
I mean? Doesn't matter.
I will say, there's not a term I hate more, maybe outside of cancel culture, than haters. Yeah. I think we all give way too much time and airway to people who are haters.
Yeah. Best snacks to eat during the Habs game in the Stanley Cup final?
A full pack of cigarettes and a Diet Pepsi.
It's true because, guys, it's really stressful.
That's the best thing about outdoor game. I'm kidding, Kyle. Easy foods, I would say. If I'm giving you a real answer, not things that would be sticky, so try not to do chocolate or candy. Try to keep it not. If you're gonna do chips, make sure they're like regular flavored or not super flavored. You don't want orange hands high-fiving your friends after a bowl. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Thomas says, anyone hates on me, I'll put them in a Kimura armbar. You know what? I fucking believe it, Tom. It's good for fucking you.
You know what, Chris? Honestly, something I regret. Well, it's probably something I should do. I should learn self-defense.
Is mouthing off to Thomas and getting put in a Kimura armbar?
No, but I need to learn self-defense, though. Like, seriously, you never know. Today, you want to hear a funny story, dude? Today, I'm downstairs. I'm watching the Euro. All of a sudden, I hear like a big knock on the door, like a really hard knock on the door. So I go, who the hell's coming at? Like, I'm not expecting anybody. So, and I'm in my underwears because, like, my air conditioner is broken. So I'm just in my underwears.
Yeah, that's probably something you could have left out of the story.
Anyways, whatever. But the point is, I can't go answer the door because I'm in my underwears.
Of course.
But then I said, you know what? I kind of have no choice at this point. I'll just like cover my underwears with the door. Anyways, so I went and answered the door, and then I just see a huge rape van. I see a huge white van, and
probably an Amazon delivery.
Exactly. No, well, first I opened it. Like I look outside, I don't see anything, and I see a white van. Like, what the hell? Am I getting kidnapped or something? So then I close the door. I go put on some shorts. I open it again. I see the car leaving. Then I look outside. I turn to the right, and I see a box. I go,
it was Amazon. God. Yeah,
it was a part for my pool. Like,
first of all, I love the fact that you decide, if I'm gonna get kidnapped, I'm gonna do it in pants. I'm not gonna do it in most of my briefs. I think that was a really vet move right there.
Yeah. Ange have a disease, a laughing disease. Yeah, because I laugh a lot. Ange, not even joking, you should do either jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai work decently for me.
Fucking take notes, Ange.
Chris, you can coach Ange in boxing.
You know what? I could a little bit. I don't look like it, but I mean, there is part of you. I did judo when I was a kid. I played a lot of sports. But judo was always the most interesting to me because of the fact that it was it was more of a discipline than anything else, right? There's such a thing, and I'm a big guy vertically, I'm a big guy this way, not a big guy that way.
How tall are you? I'm
like 5'6" and a 10th.
Oh yeah, wow, that's not tall, dude. I'm taller.
No, thanks. I'm glad you told me. It's not like I have a mirror. When I tell you that my hair is my best asset. Bro. At the same time, he's all right. At the same time, anybody wants to come up. I mean, give me a fucking reason this time. It's been a hard year, so shoot your shot, as the kids say.
So, Chris, what was your most memorable moment of your career?
I've been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate in my career here. I'll give you two answers. And then we'll answer Kyle's question here. There's a two-part answer. The first answer, I was very young in my career when I did club soda for the first time. I was like a year in. That was really wild. I've done club soda since, but it didn't have the same juice or feeling as the first time you work club soda. It's like it's the most unique venue in the city in terms of the look, the grandeur. When it's full, the size of it really kind of takes you back. Mm-hmm. I think my if you're talking about what's like the best moment of my career, I roasted Denis Coderre when he was the mayor at a city event. Yeah, I roasted him, and then after my set, he took the mic from me and said it was like 1,000 people in the crowd, and he was like, "This guy's amazing. Give him a standing ovation," and people did. It was one of the cool. Yeah, it was one of the.
What did you say about Denis Coderre? What did you say about him?
This was when he was mayor, so there was a lot of scandals about. I think
the pit bull or something.
There was the dumping the stuff in the ocean. Denis Coderre, actually, for Montrealers who are, especially Montreal Italians, he was a big deal in the East End. He was the federal MP for almost 2 decades out in Montreal North. Yeah. So Italians always had a kinship with Denis Coderre. Mm-hmm. And so we joked about that and other stuff. It was a real pleasure and a privilege to be able to perform at the event and to have him like grab the mic after and say nice things and what he did to me. That was really cool.
Yeah. So the question for Kyle had was, where do you want to travel after the pandemic? Listen, guys, I'm not thinking of traveling.
Bro, Dubai. I have a thing in Bangkok. a little stop in Jamaica, bro. Been saving money on this pandemic, and then I think in succession, I should do all of Europe just together.
Ross said, Chris, don't worry about height comments, bro. You're above the haters.
Raul, you're a fucking saint. Give this guy all the awards.
Oh my god. Kyle says he's born in Dubai.
Fucking A, Kyle. You know, nobody loves Dubai more than like Will Smith and Tyrese.
For real?
Oh my god, they love Dubai. They're over there all the time.
Wow. Listen, I want to go actually to Japan. Okay.
I love Japan. Honestly, there's 3 places where I desperately want to go to before I die.
Yeah.
Japan, Italy, because I've never been and I have to experience them.
I've never been to Italy. Yeah.
And I want to go to the Mykonos before they crumble, just to say I've been to the Mykonos.
I want to just party like.
Oh, bro, we're at the Mykonos, bro. It's wild, bro.
I try to go there and be like, I don't know who the hell you are, but what's up?
I want to buy overpriced overpriced drinks and look at a beautiful vista. You know.
For sure. Ross said Akibara, Tokyo, Japan. Yeah, for sure.
Whatever, whatever this means. Yeah.
So I asked you what your most memorable moment of your career was. What was the darkest moment of your career? The worst?
How much time do you have? Kidding. I'll give you the short answer. The most trying moment of my career was I tried to help out in running a comedy club in the city at a point where the comedy club was in really bad shape, and it was a really bad time, and it was a risk that I took. It was a chance that I took that, did some damage to me, personally, changed my perspective on things. It's for the better. I don't believe in having regrets. I'm not trying to be like a motivational speaker here, like live life with no regrets, but I try to live that way. But yeah, there's mistakes that you make that you look back on and you really wish that you would have done a couple things differently. And it was the time where I was working at the Comedy Works that I think would be the most poignant.
So
there.
You mean by working, you mean you ran it? Or?
I was part of the team that was running it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been put in that position. I wasn't being paid for it. I was doing a job, and it was all around a bad situation. So I'm glad that's a chapter that's done.
Okay, well, it's done. And you know, Chris, like I said, I'm excited to see you live, bro. Like I don't know when your next show.
Well, Thursday, if you're bored, come to the Comedy Nest, buy some tickets.
Where's the Comedy Nest?
Comedy Nest is the Old Forum downtown on Atwater.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the #1 comedy club there in the city.
Okay, and
thanks, Nick. Thanks, Nick.
I forgot his last name, but he's Italian. He said, "Hey, I just wanted to say, Chris, you're a funny comedian."
Thank you, Nick. You're a nice guy and one of the best Nicks I know.
There you go. So, guys, listen, you could go see Chris Venditto live in Montreal if you're from Montreal. What website do we buy the tickets? Evenco?
It's comedynest.com.
Comedynest.com, which is one of the big comedy organizations in Montreal.
It's the biggest. It's the only.
If there's still tickets, who knows? Maybe I could swing by. You know what I mean? Is there any parking, by the way?
Oh yeah, there's paid underground parking there. It's $6. It's a good time. It's a good night. Bring your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. It'll be a good time for you. We have the Montreal Roast Battles is coming back. It's our roast battle show. It's called Word Fight. It's a show that we were doing a lot before the pandemic. It's a lot of fun. It's people making fun of each other. It's a good time. That's coming August 21st, so you can look out on my socials for that.
Okay.
And follow me on Twitter and Facebook, all that at Chris Venditto. Thanks, Kyle. All the best to you, buddy. Go Habs, go.
Any other upcoming projects, Chris?
Just there's always going to be shows that you'll see. There's maybe some TikTok stuff in the works that we'll get. That'll be fun. But there's always live shows. We're back. We're rocking and rolling here. So there's live shows this week, next week, and the week after. So we're back to work.
Awesome. Listen, Chris, it's been amazing having you here. Let's give a round of applause to Chris. Like I said, it's been a while since you did a podcast, right? Like as a guest on a podcast.
As a guest, I can't. You know, it's a fucking good point. I can't remember. Good night, Thomas. All the best. Good luck to your boy on Saturday. I can't remember the last time I was a guest. I think I was a guest a couple months ago on somebody's podcast.
Okay, awesome. So look, I like having different type of people, and it's funny because it's funny the way life works. I find people from everywhere. From TikTok.
Yeah, you found me. You found me.
On TikTok.
You found me on TikTok. So
I stalked you.
That's fun.
I found you on TikTok, and I said, "Oh shit!" Like, why don't I ask them? And you know what, guys? The #1 place where I find people now is TikTok. TikTok and recommendations. It's really, really interesting. Wildcat says he's gonna come to the family live show. He's gonna fly down to Montreal and buy all the tickets.
Real cat, whatever you need, I got you.
Yeah, and Raul says you're amazing.
So, Raul, you're the best. Thank you.
Like I said, thanks again, Chris. You've been amazing. I'm gonna see if I can make it. Actually, Thursday night I have a guest, which I'm about to announce. So
yeah, you were saying that before, but there's always next time.
I'll check it out. Keep me posted.
We'll have you at the roast battle show.
Hey, okay. What's the roast battle? Everybody just makes fun of each other.
It's a structured thing. It's very produced, but it's some of the most available comics in the city getting together and making fun of each other. Awesome. There was a joke there that you missed, but it's fine.
What joke?
There was the most available comics in the city, but it's fine.
Oh, okay.
And they can't all be winners. Sometimes it's just for you, the jokes. That's an example of bombing right there.
Exactly. Guys, like I said, thank you very much for coming. For those of you that are watching the replay, you guys are just as good. Thank you very much for supporting me.
Just as good. We love the DVR crew. It's fine.
Exactly. Don't forget to, if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends. It's very important on all social media platforms. And guys, I want to announce to you that Thursday we have another very special guest, none other than Elena Cediro. Okay, she's actually another recommendation from one of our guests. She sings. She's a singer. I think it's the first time we're having a singer, which is really interesting. And also in July, I think it's the 21st of July, we're having the first African American guest, period. So that's going to be really interesting. And that's basically a milestone here too. And it's also the first African American woman on top of that. And she's really, really smart, guys. Very, very highly educated. I'm talking about degrees and like masters and stuff like that. So I'm really interested in that. But this Thursday, we have Elena Cediro. She sings cover songs. So I don't know if you know that, Chris, what a cover is.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the term.
Guys, I heard her sing. And let me tell you, she's amazing. Okay. You can check her out on TikTok. She's wonderful. And guess what? We're going to have a brief interview. And then she's going to sing songs for us. Maybe
live.
1 or 2 songs live. Yeah, she's going to sing song covers. It's this Thursday. I think she does Olivia Rodrigo covers. So, yeah, I'll definitely tell her. Will she be singing covers live? Yes, she will. About 2 to 3. We're going to have a brief interview. And then she's going to sing songs. Why? Because I think when a singer comes on, why not make them like sing, right? Why just ask them a bunch of questions? I want to see what they can do at the same time, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, guys, like I said, thank you very much for coming. I'll see you guys Thursday. And also, I just want to say that now it's the summer, so we've been kind of hunkering down, doing less podcasts and content. But come September, we're going to go back to that 4 days a week of content on YouTube. So get ready for that. I have a lot of things in the pipeline. I have a kids show coming. Chris, I have a puppet show. Maybe you could be part of it.
Yeah. Talk to my agent, Ryoku, and we'll set it all up.
It's called the Ange and Friends show. So it's basically about everybody from my channel is like puppet. But anyways.
I think Raul will be my publicist. Thomas O'Connor will be my head of security. And Ryoku will be the agent, and we'll get things popping. Let's go.
There you go. We got it all planned. Anyways, guys, like I said, buonasera, good night, ciao. I don't know if I have a German here. How do you say bye in German? Do you know, Chris?
Sorry.
Ciao. Anyways, guys.
Ciao.
Me and Chris are signing out. Ciao, guys. Take care.